If you want a better career, you want more friends, you want to be noticed, you have to improve the way that you dress. You have to. It can't be avoided. I've always had a lot of friends. It's because I'm a social butterfly. However, even as a social butterfly, the moment I started caring about my appearance a little bit more, the way I dressed, my haircut, my relationship with people changed completely. What people don't tell you about a popular person is that it's more than just them talking to everyone. It's also how they're being perceived. And it taught me a really big lesson because for a big part of my life, I was like, fashion is superficial. Who cares how I look? I don't care. If I don't care how I look, then nothing else matters. That is such a naive way to think. Let me just tell you that right now. It's naive to think that. And it's naive to think that the way that you dress and the way that you present yourself to the world does not have an influence on your life. All around, not just your friends, your school life, your career life, your everything. I'm not saying this to be dramatic, I'm saying this because I've learned it. Before I started really caring about my appearance, I was just seen as a goofy smart kid, right? That was just my perception. I didn't care about my clothes, I wore glasses. There's nothing wrong with that. However, what I had wanted from people was a little bit more respect. I felt like no one really took me seriously, and even though I had a lot of friends and I was always out at the parties, I never felt like anyone saw me for my creativity. I never felt like anyone saw me for energy. I never felt like anyone saw me to respect me or admire me. I felt like I hadn't gotten any of that energy from other people until I started to change the way I dressed. Trust me, I know how superficial it feels and how superficial it seems, but any popular person can tell you the golden rule to anything is your first impression. Your clothes, your appearance is your first impression, and you have to nurture it, you have to care for it, so it's telling people what you want them to know about you. You know what I'm saying? It's telling them what you want them to see. I remember my first day at my new job this year. One of the first things someone said to me is, oh my gosh, I'm so glad we have another cool person here. We didn't even have that much of a conversation. I'm like, you perceived me as cool? That's really interesting because I hadn't had that growing up. People perceived me as nice, friendly, smart. I struggled with showing people that I am a creative person. I struggled to show people that I am pretty cool on the inside if you actually got to know me. I was able to master that identity through clothes, that people have started to view me as such, and I'm just like, wow, this is so crazy that you thought that of me before I even said anything, before I even opened my mouth. And something that a lot of people don't mention is that the way you dress actually gets you more friends. Weird, I know, but the way you dress gets you more friends, because imagine that the way that you dress had a little sign in front of you that said, oh, I'm a bum. Or, oh, I'm a cool person, or, oh, I'm a trendy person. Now imagine you're walking down the street and you see someone with that same sign, that same style as you. You feel connected, right? You feel like you have a common ground before you even speak to each other. You can discover that you probably have some similar interests, like we're wearing the same type of style of clothes. In high school, I had a Burberry phase. I was wearing a lot of Burberry, and there were a lot of people in my high school, a lot of guys I have never spoken to. And again, I was friends with a lot of people, so for me to feel like, oh, why are you guys talking to me, means a lot. It really does. These guys I've never talked to before, who I've always felt intimidated by. Oh, you're wearing Burberry? Oh, you're so cool, da 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 da. That wasn't the identity I wanted. I was still kind of figuring myself out at that point, and obviously I found my style now. But that alone opened doors for me to befriend guys I had never thought I would ever be able to speak to because they didn't like me or I didn't like them or whatever. The way you dress and the way that you put energy out into the world, it attracts that same energy. So if you're dressing really indie, chances are you're going to attract indie friends. You're gonna attract people that like to dress like you. And it's easier to find your tribe. It's easier to connect with someone that you look at right off the bat and think, oh my gosh, I know we're gonna have something in common. I should go over there and talk to them. Whereas if you're wearing just a normal basic t-shirt and weird dingy shorts, no one is going to be able to form that, oh, we probably might have something in common, and therefore they probably won't have any inclination to want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Single-handedly, clothes give you the power to shape your identity to other people. If you want to feel and look more professional, you dress professional. People are gonna look at you and take you seriously because they're like, okay, he means business. He's in a suit and tie. He's ready to take some people down. Your first impression, your first perception is one of the most important things that you can learn how to build, and you can do it through fashion. But also, in the same breath, fake it till you make it. It really does work, but that's a different story, a different video for another day. I also just wanna make sure I say that just because you dress cool or you dress better doesn't automatically make you cool. You still have to do the work on your personality to be whoever you wanna be. As much as we hate it, the same way that someone hates schoolwork and you love it, and the same way that someone loves clothes and you hate it, you have to make sure that you pay attention to these things. Because if we take a look at a lot of the biggest TikTokers and YouTubers, they all turned to fashion. Nara Smith right now, all of her cooking videos, she has some really extravagant designer piece on. Emma Chamberlain completely did a 180 and now she's a high-end designer person. Trisha Paytas, now although she hasn't been wearing designer, she chose to capture her identity through costume. She likes costume, she likes cosplaying. They all used clothes in a way to show you who they were, and they have blown up for it. Now the way that celebrities live and normal people live are very different, but they have a lot of similarities and parallels, and the same thing can be said about your daily life. You can literally mold the type of person you want to be alone through clothes. You know the saying, dress good, feel good? Same thing applies to your identity. If you dress what you want to be and what you want to feel like, you become that. You really do. If I want to dress studious and nerdy and preppy, I'm gonna start to feel studious, nerdy, and preppy. I am. And I've noticed that with my own personal life with, I wanna be cool. I wanna dress cool. I want people to know that I'm creative. And I also wanna say that you can build your own closet, you can build your own fashion, you can build your own identity, and it's not that expensive. You do not have to be at the mall every day spending $300 on 5 pieces of clothes. My entire closet, almost entire closet is thrifted. And I buy things I really want that I can't find thrifting. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be expensive to be you. Dressing better has changed my life in a dramatic way, and it's mostly in the fact that I can be whoever I want to be through clothes, and I can change however you view me through what I'm wearing. You can be literally whoever you want to be. If you want to be the Adam Sandler of the world, do it. And I'm not judging you for it, but I'm saying if there's something deep down inside of you that wants more with how people view you and how people perceive you, if there's something deep inside that's like, this isn't me, I want to be viewed for XYZ, I want to be viewed for my rock band style, I want to be viewed for my trendy style, I want to be viewed differently, you have to start with your clothes. And I know it's stupid, and I know that your art speaks for itself, but it will speak louder if you're able to control how people perceive you. It doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to be draining, you can make it fun, because it's gonna be you. It's gonna be your own personal style at the end of the day. Well, that's really it for me. I'm packing my bag right now because I'm getting ready to fly home to Chicago for the holidays. I don't know if I'm gonna post this after or before the holidays, but you guys will see it when you see it. But yeah, I'm literally getting ready to pack my bag. My dog's not here. It's so quiet and lonely in here. I wanna say thank you again to all the new subscribers I've gotten recently. I'm really happy that you guys are here, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful all the time, and thank you. But that is it for me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.